welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Joelle, and in today's video we're going to do a nice little get ready with me where I just kind of talk about my college experience. I graduated like back in May, so a little over a month ago, and I just wanted to talk about some of the things I liked about college, some of the things that I disliked about college, like do I even regret going to college in the first place? So yeah, definitely if you're interested in seeing all that, let's go ahead and get into the video. So like I said in the intro, I graduated college back in May of this year, and I graduated from the illustrious University of Georgia. Go Bulldogs. You know, they say that that's the best university in the state of Georgia, but hey man, you didn't hear from me. That's just what the streets are saying, you know? And I graduated with my bachelor's in science, in family, in consumer science, in nutritional science, and I minored in theater. So overall, I could say that, oh, and all the products that I'm using, I'll go ahead and list them down in the description box below. But overall, I can say that I did thoroughly enjoy my college experience. Like, as long as I wasn't stressful, I was, for the most part, having fun. Like, I can't say they were the 4 worst years of my life. I'm not gonna say they were the 4 best years of my life, but I guess they were some of the better years of my life. My best year of college was definitely my freshman year of college. Freshman year was just the best, but at the same time, I feel like my answer was biased because, you know, that's kind of like a new chapter in life. So of course, in my view, it would have seemed like the best. Like, I was in a new town, I was kind of on my own, like I could kind of do my own thing. I was like literally responsible for myself. But I would say though that like comparing like kind of the social life freshman year versus all my other years of college, it was definitely a little better as well. Like the parties were better, the events were a little better. But once again, that answer could be biased because it's freshman year. It's something new, it's something different. It's kind of like a shakeup in life. So that's part of the reason why I feel like my freshman year was the best. And also like just my courses were the easiest freshman year. Like the only course that was really beating my ass was Gen Chem. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started with Gen Chem. That was the first time in my entire academic career that I made a C. That class was so hard. It was so hard for no reason. Like, I thought I was like a decent student, or I had like a decent study schedule, or I was a good studier at least, but Gen Chem definitely taught me that I wasn't. Like, and I needed that because I feel like definitely learning how to navigate that class helped me to navigate even harder classes like OChem and anatomy and biochem. So I definitely did need that. But besides Gen Chem, I was smooth sailing through my freshman year. Like, I was just taking my prereq classes like English and like a basic science class. So I was just really skating through my freshman year. Chemistry was like the hardest class, so for the most part, if I wasn't worrying about chemistry, I was turning up, I was having fun, I was meeting new people, I was making new friends. Like freshman year, definitely the best year. Probably the worst year of college for me was my sophomore year, and that's only because of OChem. Now I feel like even if you're not a science major, you've heard about how bad OChem is. OChem is literally one of the hardest classes I've definitely taken in my entire life. Like, it is so difficult for no reason. But at the same time, I can admit that I knew I was supposed to be a science major for real. Well, now I'm trying to be an actress, so, you know, life changes and everything. But I knew I was meant to be a science major because once I understood OChem and I got over how difficult it was, I enjoyed like doing OChem problems. Like, I enjoyed fulfilling mechanisms and just talking about like dehydration and comparing acids and bases. Like, literally once you understand OChem and you get over the hurdle of it being difficult, it's actually enjoyable to do. And just sophomore year in general was my worst year just because the classes were just so difficult. Like, they were so difficult. And that's the thing. What's the classes in general? Yeah, I had like more than one class that was really like challenging for me sophomore year. I definitely had to hunker down when it came to studying. I went to office hours a lot more. That's when I really did have to get a whole study schedule down pat. Like, freshman year, I learned how to study, and then sophomore year, I really had to kind of apply those studying techniques. I really did. So one of the things that I probably enjoyed the most about college, especially since I particularly went to like a super large university, like a lot of people attended it, was like meeting new people. And I just really enjoy, and I found out that that's something that I just enjoy just naturally, like outside of college. I really enjoy meeting new people. I'm not like the most outgoing person or extroverted person in the world, but I just love like meeting new people, hearing about their experiences, hearing about their upbringing, some of the adventures that they've had, hearing about like their high school life. It's just so very interesting to me. I feel like that, and look at me, I'm about to get so philosophical, but I just feel like that better connects us as human beings, just hearing about like just the different experiences that we've been through. Because like before college, I kind of stayed in my hometown my entire life. I didn't really travel too much or anything, and I was just kind of surrounded by the people around my hometown. But like definitely going to UGA, it really helped me to meet a whole lot of people who are very different from I am, and that who are very different from who are very different from me, and that was just very interesting to see and very interesting to learn about. Another thing that I really like enjoyed and I miss about college is that your friends are literally a building or a drive away. Like it was so much easier to link with your friends, because now that I'm back home and most of my friends are like back in their hometown or they're like back in Athens, it's definitely a million times harder to link with them. And then on top of that, like a lot of us are working, so it's just a million times harder, because your friends literally go from being no more than 10 minutes away to being like an hour away or 2 hours away, and it's just a whole lot harder to just kind of get together and be with your friends. And like in college, you know, there would be so many just impromptu, hey, you trying to go get food, like, and as long as you're both free, you can go and get that food. But now it's like one of y'all will be free and the other person will have to work, or if y'all are both free, y'all are 2 hours away from each other, so it's just harder to link. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss that about college. Like there's a sense of kind of like community in college that kind of disappears once you all graduate, and it's just really harder to stay in touch with friends. One thing that I'm like forever grateful for like UGA for, because I'm pretty sure, well, this might be not necessarily UGA specific, but like just a large institution specific, but UGA definitely introduced me to a whole lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have otherwise like had the opportunity to do, like had I not gone to that school. Like for instance, like my sophomore year, well, the summer of my sophomore year of college, I did study abroad, and I studied abroad in Bolivia. And honestly, had it not been for that program, I would have like never been to Bolivia. Because I'll never forget, I think that year when I was looking for programs to study abroad in, I really wanted to study abroad like in a Spanish-speaking country, because I had taken Spanish for about 3 years in high school. I took a semester of Spanish in college, so I was like, you know, maybe this is an opportunity for me to strengthen my Spanish. And I really wanted to do a country like Spain. My mom did too, because she kind of had like reservations about me going to a third world country. But the only one that was available for my particular major and like the program that I was in was like a health and nutrition in Bolivia. It was something like that. And I forgot to mention that if I keep looking down towards my left, it's because I'm looking into a mirror. And studying abroad in Bolivia was definitely one of the best experiences of my entire life. And our particular program was like super unique, because we actually stayed with students who went to like a partner school or partner university that was down there. It was like La Universidad Evangélica Boliviana. Like we stayed with students who actually like went to that school. And so we were like literally so very like immersed kind of like in the culture and whatnot. Like for instance, Bolivians, they wake up early, they eat like 5 meals a day, and I just really appreciated that particular aspect of the program, and I feel like that was like a certain unique part of it, and it was just really fun. It was definitely one of the highlights of like college for me. And like I said earlier, I definitely would have never even thought about going to Bolivia had it not been for that study abroad program at UGA. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the things that I particularly disliked about college, and it's not a lot. And some of the things I'm going to talk about may be indicative of just the UGA experience, and some might be just an experience that you're definitely going to encounter when you're just in college in general. Of course, the number one thing is I really dislike how stressful college is. And I feel like you're going to experience academic stressors no matter what school you go to, whether you go to UGA, whether you go to like a community college, whether you go to an Ivy League. But yeah, college is definitely super stressful, and it could definitely affect like your mental health. It really can, all that stress. Like, I really found myself very, very often like just feeling a certain type of anxiety whenever I chose to relax or I chose to go out, because in college there's really always something that you should be doing, like in regards to your academic career. There's always a test to study for, there's always a project that you could start on, there's always homework that you could do, there's literally always something to do. There's ever rarely a time where you're completely free and you have no schoolwork to do unless like you're on a break. And then even then, it's not even like Thanksgiving break or like a winter break. Those breaks aren't even really breaks because you still have stuff to do when you get back from those breaks. But like the only time you're probably truly free is during the semester break, because you know the next semester you have whole new classes. But like your Thanksgiving break don't even feel like a break because you definitely have work due after it. Your winter break don't even feel like a break because you definitely have work due. Like with the second you get back to class, there's always something to do, and that over time can literally wreak havoc on your mental health. And I feel like everybody knows this, but of course college just in general is a big old scam. Like, there is no reason why people are graduating with 6-figure debt from like their undergraduate degree. Like, that will forever make no sense to me. Like, the rising cost of just college and tuition, it's all really a scam. And colleges are really out here operating like businesses, which I feel like is just so unfair, because society makes it really seem like college is just the only option. If you don't go to college, you're not going to amount to anything in life. But I'm very much a proponent of like, don't go to college unless you absolutely have to. Like, unless your career and life goals require you to go to college. Like, for instance, if you for sure know you want to be a pediatrician and there's like no other like career you could see yourself being, then you know you're going to have to go to college. There's no way you're going to become a doctor without going to college. But honestly, if you're trying to be, for instance, like if you're more so like a creative and college necessarily isn't your first option for getting an education or furthering your skill set in your creativity, then I really feel like you don't have to go. Like, I'm all for educating yourself and getting an education, but college is definitely not the only way that you can educate yourself. There's just too many schools out here that aren't necessarily colleges, and just so many programs in which you could get an education from that won't put you in like such great debt. Like, if you don't have to go to college and you don't even really want to go in the first place, then don't. Because I also feel like if you don't really want to go to college in the first place, you're going to eventually drop out. Because after a while, you're just going to be like, this stress is just not worth it. This stress and this debt is not worth it. I just feel like college is one of those experiences that are just going to really impact your life in a really great way. That impact can be either positive or negative. So the choice to go to college should definitely be specifically and individually yours. Now, whoever invented the plus-minus system, I hope you got some boxing gloves, because we about to go toe-to-toe. Because that is definitely one of the most absurd things ever created in life. Like, I just don't understand why all colleges can't have like one universal grading system. Like, there's no reason why in this beautiful earth that a B- should result in a 2.7. That literally makes no kind of sense. And some might even try and defend it and be like, well, a B+ is a 3.3. Well, I've gotten more B- in my college career than I've gotten B+. Like, it just makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. Just abolish the plus or minus system. I feel like I don't even have to talk anymore on that, because it literally just makes no sense at all. Another thing about college that kind of don't make sense are kind of the prereqs that you have to take, or like the general ed courses that you have to spend like a year or two taking before you actually get into the courses that relate to your major. That don't make no sense to me either. It's kind of a waste of time. Because like college wouldn't necessarily have to be 4 years if you didn't take all those classes. Because like, for instance, in Bolivia, we found out that like once they graduate high school, they can go straight into med school. Like, they just have to take a little test for as like kind of like an entrance exam that's kind of like similar to our MCAT, and like if they do well on the test, they can go straight to med school. Like they don't have to go through 4 years of undergrad and then apply to med school. They could just go straight into it. And it's like, I would understand the prereqs if they had anything to do with your major, but it's just like, if I'm a science major, why am I taking a intro to dance class to fulfill an art requirement? You know, like taking those prereq courses feel like just a major waste of time, because they have nothing to do with what you've gone to school to study. They really don't. And it's just annoying. I mean, and that's the worst part. Sometimes the professors be feeling so entitled in these general ed courses that what's supposed to be or what should have been an easy A class isn't. And that don't make no sense. Now, with all that said, do I regret going to college? Overall, no. I feel like it did kind of play a big role into shaping just the woman that I am today. So I do not regret my college experience for anything. But I also can't lie, now that like my career goal is to be an actress, had I known that and become aware of that, like even my sophomore year of college, I feel like I would have dropped out. Because to become an actress, I feel like college isn't 100% necessary. Of course, training in general is necessary, but I feel like I could definitely get that training without a college degree. Like I said earlier, I am a theater minor, so like once I did realize I did want to go to acting, it was around like my junior year of college. So I was like, there's no point in kind of like dropping out now. So I just officially made my minor theater, and you know, I allowed that to be incorporated in some of my training to be an actress. But yeah, had I known I wanted to be an actress like even a year or two prior, I probably would have dropped out of college. Because just for my goals, my acting goals, I feel like getting a degree in theater isn't 100% necessary. And I overall am just a firm believer in things are meant to happen. Some things in life are just meant to happen. Like I feel like if I never entered college as a STEM major or as pre-med, I wouldn't have met all the wonderful, beautiful people that like I call my friends to this day. I wouldn't have had like a lot of the experiences that I've had. Like I would have never even traveled to Bolivia had I not been like a nutritional science major. And so like I don't necessarily regret my college experience either. Like I'm thankful for just the time that I spent there and the memories I've made as a STEM major. Because let me just put it this way. Of course, all majors like struggle, or anyone who goes to college, you do experience just a certain type of stress that comes with college. But I feel like it's a different entire beast when you're a STEM major. And it's an even greater beast if you're pre-health, because it's like you have so much that you have to do on top of getting damn near a 4.0 so you can get into the pre-health school of your dreams and whatnot. Like I just feel like you have to do so much to just make yourself a competitive applicant. So like really my heart, and you know, I'm biased because I did graduate as a STEM major, but like my heart just goes out to STEM majors in general. Like y'all, we be doing the damn thing. Like we do this. And finally, like if I could redo my college experience all over again, would I? The entirety of it? Probably not. But some parts of it, maybe. Like there are times where I wish I would have been a little bit more outgoing, and times where I was reserved where I shouldn't have been as reserved. But besides that, my college experience was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed college. And that is all for today's video. If you like this video, don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe if you feel obliged to. And let's chat in the comments below. Did you enjoy your college experience if you've been to college? And for those who are like thinking about going to college or that are on the fence about it, like the one greatest takeaway, key takeaway you can get from this video is definitely make sure it is your choice. Make sure you're not doing it for your mother. Make sure you're not doing it for your grandmother, for family, because society tells you to. Like, let it be your choice. College is too financially exhausting and emotionally and mentally exhausting for you to just go through it for other people. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.